Right, and yes, as say, a good some yatini say as sports, that Monday, the Atana and a favor, no me no about power, Yatana said, and was somebody, Atana say, Fisa break corner, G say, no me and son about payment, son, ever sorry, Madam, another edition, X sports, as also at the air, Brony, Atana, someone who told him papa, wouldn't say, I'm on some outdoor at me, but now Chevy, now big clubs and a BTT toy, Odem FC Barcelona, Osasuna, Shoma Ekanai, Emma Mutimum and Richie. Manchester United as a Chilefima Tottenham ebe gune kamiensa wono sentimiante and afi Chelsea edinkinimu e game e course na afi Arsenal enso ewini enti other games e course nyina so no ye behwe na afi honsem nyina so ye di aba enwechi abrante for Anton Griezmann dia tuja say retired from international football nyadia obesi akan erema French national team ni biomti ni nyina e nsema horo e babo no ayedi eba onim say Ghana Premier League and also matches ahodo baasi na ochewie has a folk Eko Abraham kese Eko konya draw against Nation FC and afi Krobia Kumase Asante Kotoko and so kwawe and so Eko konya 1-1 against Brokum Chelsea na afi other games ko Samate defending champions and say dinkunima o she kamye no ma vision and so eti emoba kunti other games etuja our Ghana Premier League ni nyina no yara ho sam ebasa sa mediama Echi Baseki Holy Stars ehye omuntino Mediama na Ghana League no wonom eda top te hunso nyina no yare ebraw awo shiro sinado pay yare tuja awo power 97.9 FM ekire se ampa yadia CAF inspection team ababedu Ghana ha say na omubeye ejuma weekend ipa nye ejuma kitwa no ye na outcome ne sane sitie ya trase no yare honsam nyina so ebetimi dia bronte bewremu awo National Sports Authority maso kakra Nansen I betu ja say Director General ye pamo no our NSA aso ye no ehwehwem kakra ahun say National Sports Authority na ka say da ho no ye atiase wo esio keke edi keke de kutom na mo se function pa de ono em function ti ye bedom score na awura omo ase kakra na ahwese na omo niam ase sima be num bi ekoduna na se wie no ye wie ni sa pe na ene open kesi a ene yene no ebedi juma ewo show no so no nya asem kitu akra wo ye MP ati se mre bi echemu no ye car sports na odim akutie pa especially ukọ GOC a opo ejuma wo yie pa ati se enya asem kitu akra nti ono ne penkesi a wo ye guest special guest ane yene no ebedi nkomo ewo juma de no so bitin edi roja imano from the sports monake botela na afi kojofo so mutechire emane ya tena se edin se ne ba no so se MC or so team no aye pumping at a rough ejina na so yipa or direct show ne kama nwechi rough so ejima sound and so ejima na neti and afi yima na kisi amunyina so ejima and afi mnate ne nyina stage ba camera crew no so a ha suffer prince e wa ha Elvis and afi William nyina se ejima Francis munyina ejima ti akabom ane yare show no eri bro your WhatsApp number no ebetwagu awo screen no so na afi adwinkyire question bia opese obi se bia no obetimi dia fa ho na afi akenka ni nyina kama edema na show no so course na afi Facebook nso obenya ye ho bomo de se oba like na afi wa share no so question bia na ansem bisa suggestion bia de betu obi anso ana se bekenka no so kama e de amount ewo show no senti enkoba bia bomodin se obetwen enkoba bia twen ye ba sisi asima baako ye besan ba na afi ye de jumede no atwaso e de amount ye ba sisi a.
How far we've come these past 30 years. Welcome to Legacies Clinic and Herbal Center, an award-winning and well-established health facility specializing in treating prostate-related diseases, male and female infertility, sexual weakness, erectile dysfunction, and a range of health concerns. Our state-of-the-art laboratories and equipment offer services such as digital X-ray, mammogram, 4D ultrasound, a fluoroscopy machine, and more. We have a well-stocked dispensary of herbal medicine, and not forgetting our private dental clinic where we perform excellent dental procedures. As we celebrate 30 years of serving our community with care and compassion, our team of experienced doctors, nurses, and staff will continue to support you on your journey to wellness. Thank you, God, for entrusting us with your health. Here's to Medimosis Clinic, Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, your partner in health, now and for the years to come.
Okay, yes, Emma, I hear for you now. So, Aquaba, Arriba, sports, Jumadiano, so, Shano, so say every Monday, yet, and I say, Adi, Jumadiano, Adi, April. Na yebe vremu kakra na ye de editora kakra bro na fe ye na ye special guest edin komo awo Jumadiano no so na nansen na ebetuja na asebo e bai no na ya chara tenase din na mso den na de bia na ye ni infrastructure de bia facilities na ho akoye din afikra de bebi ababedu no na chese gangantoa embarrassment na edi abre Ghana fo nyina ne nyina ne se onwremu ewo National Sports Authority chese monumental embarrassment na se say amudi abre Ghana fo nyina ne nyina ne se 1952 National Sports Authority yeti wo no enya dia sa embarrassment na biatu Ghana fo nyina da se yesi for the first time no CAF C yeni category C stadia ana venue yebesi akai wo ho ntina fe no akwakoye bibia na akwakoye die papa enti eba no obi e candidate ema director general erima National Sports Authority Mr. Doji no Makevo omampeni edin krata finaso ye pae kire se penine dwumedie no ensuani enkonkanti omampeni epamo no enti ohwe eye nkrata ana se da screen so a na no eye appointment omampeni edimano no at se o terminate ye at se ohwe openi a wono eye ochocho penipa edima Flaster House omampeni akasa na na santi bedi otu ana ne nsa ehyiase a wodi ebante openi eye Doji no Makevo wonu nie sa peniwe onim na US hona no di najuma eno oba ese gene ni potemo adane ni potemo ko ba be pre-MPT ni ukwa NPP oye eye candidate ogina se ebiara chirachi bia no yebeto aba ademanete na Professor Peter Chubesi na jubede empenefo ejane kwa wokoe no na fe akwakwa se wo se peniwe atimi take over ti no obi anim se problems na eda ho se epane se maintenance culture ka peniwe ebetimi ahwema ne makoyi no entimi akoyi ko by less than 6 months ana mampeni dia betuja se na jumede no enkonkan ti yapam no na ebasa na yese o sa na tie dia ene yebeye hwehwemu kakra ne yadomu score ne ehun se DNT porte because esiase ache fi se National Sports Authority ebaye no na se de bia da no ya na yenya crisis a eye facility management ya na de bia no ebeba no yese ye pitches nye okọ stadium facilities e wono enhyera enye papanti na kwakoba se awose yetimi eye hwehwemu na bibia timi konkan na se sei ne Ghana fo nyina kan se nyame yatuma 11th of next month Ghana yani oman ye fene se Sultan ebo Afcon qualifying hifa 14 na ye ko akobo sa match no enti nyame yatum weekendi na CAF mpenefo eba bedru Ghana ha sei na CAF mpenefo inspection team eba bedru ye no omo eba Accra Sports Stadium na ohwe juma ekoso Accra Sports no na fe akwakoye jasu pa esanse so mo anhwe anya ni ntam dia na ebe di se bia benya venue a yebetimi esi aka na omo wi Accra na omo eko Cape Coast na yewihwe mu kire se after so omo wi Accra eko Cape Coast no na omo gitum sampa ye pitches ni nyina de nyoma nyere enhyara nkoyi nemom esane se Ghana se ohia mu na empenfo ejina mo na so ehye se ebenya bibie esi akan tire wo se omtumi fa kwan bia so a minister no fi se okọ parliament sub committee our parliament wo mo na ehye sports culture and tourism so a omto mo sare free minister no fi ho no every day our Accra Sports Stadium wa inspect se bibia be dey ebetimi akose na perefo didi nkoma ene X Sports ehwe mu kire se CAF mpenefo no ajatum sinyame atuma 11th October no Ghana Sultan sa match no ebetuja ewo Cape Coast sanse omuko Cape Coast no nioma baku mienu wi amukuhuye no omjiri se Cape Coast no yesin Accra Sports Stadium nyame yatuma Ghana yene Sultan match no ebetimi abaso ewo ye Cape Coast a mero kase de CAF fo no mpenefo no omusa konem afi ena omuko international officially omo atro e de abre Ghana Football Association se eya dia Cape Coast ena sa game de betimi akoso na yewiwe mu kire se umbremo National Sports Authority omo aso ya Kamia se ye kase National Sports Authority a adie mani function pa eyomo eye technical department na ne uko NSA omo aso ya omo technical department na nya juma egu esanse head arima NSA omo technical department no openia ye fene ampofi sese otifie na sekro tu kwan eko US ana wasaba se otifie a ne nyina ne se oba officer hwinkoso otetosa na mumfa opani a ye fene se Professor Peter Chumesi mo fane ntosu mame onim se emre bi echem no na wono eye Director General ono na ekoye ansa na owura no mekevo eba ya ono eba be take over na penny we pae no na akwakwa ese wonchi pa na ewa na esifo aso no na nya asem kitu akra na ohwe senior na neoma sitie ewa na esi ono ma na se neoma ma akwakwa ye din krama NSA omo sports person Arima National Sports Authority ora chasa mofa ena odi 52 years wono ena eye ono ena public unit no ana eye communication unit no wono ena oda no na edu baby no na ohun se wo ye adwuma de ma NSA ana wo ye adwuma adima eye sports ministry ni nyina ne se ukọ NSA o ma so ya adwuma pe de adwuma de hwinya de ekoso sese Professor Peter Chumesi bai no ne man ko yokọ owura doji no mekevo wono so kọ na sese opani a wono eye board chairman Arima National Sports Authority eye set eye panwuf wono ani pani a wono sese de oye artin a obo adwuma esa sesa pani we mre be na ha on speaker na edas no na wo ye opani kese general manager Arima wa All Stars Boboko no sese wono ye board chairman at the same time no ono na ate as acting eye Director General Arima National Sports Authority na metimi aka kiro se enei uko National Sports Authority nyuma ekoso corruption ekoso ono nyasem kitu akra onim se facilities a ewa Accra Sports Stadium a ewa se National Sports Authority and kebi ometimi dia rent no ma generate ska na kebi a ometimi dia maintenance no facilities dodo na omudi ma free ni nyina omudi ma free facilities stores awodo ewa Accra Sports Stadium okwa ni nyina no NSA any power NSA any tumi bia se obetimi dia rent ni nyina se enkrofo ba beji ni nyina free Accra Sports Stadium binum tumi ba beji no mo aye programs ni nyina free nya dia NSA de enye sike bia edi free mu na odem se na sen adwumako bi bae ye from Ego ticket na sa Ego ticket no eye adwumako omo na eye online ana se yi ticket e bae no womo ana na ati se omo ejije se ba se gate process ni sa no ma ni nyina womo ana na ejije na omo percentage a na omo kuta na eye 5% na fe omo wia na omo 85% edi ama National Sports Authority so omo fe no enye maintenance say wonom eni obiom na hope to eye adwumako no na hope to adwumako no womo na say yi take it no omo take over enti Ghana Angola match ekoso ekofan sembe biribae no eye sa hope to adwumako we womo na ati say omo yisi omo apo eye bibia na ati say omo ye ma nyoma de nyoma etimi course omo na ati say gate process ni nyina no omo agi ni nyina enti anhihia ni say so omo wie ni saade a na ewo say National Sports Authority uhwe percentage omo nya na we compare hope to adwumako ni de omo nya de na so omo de no was super 30% eni ade a omo enya na afi owuramu so National Sports Authority a omo de 56% na sa 56% no emo 5% pe na ye for maintenance nti wa ohwe 5% a ohwe maintenance papa pe na betimi aye enti ohwe nioma ekoso National Sports Authority a kamia se omo aye se atese wuo na omo ye de omo sio no mo omo sio de se dini da na mo se emfa shipo yenye djuma pan de nya de ekoso na mekei wekese omo NSA omo anim na senya omo a new accountant omo de ni buy ebetu dwa se si penina nkasa kutani receipt a waye de oyusu o a NSA penifo no omo nkasa yawe enti se ekoba se nioma ekosisi a eba de sen ne ebetimi aka se ebenye sika yebetimi ade aye maintenance eba ne sana de bia da no ebeye din se yebetimi aka se facilities no maintenance no ebetimi ade ebetimi akosoro ekamia se ohwe nioma ekoso ohwe sports minister for the first time na wabreso se wentimi anyina wonan so ema sa match mperfo anyantum na ya mo ewe kromu ade a migiri se enye wo sports minister no kwa na wogu ho ani mu ase o enye NS nkwa na egu ni ho ani mu ase eye oman ni nyina omanpani Ghana man ni nyina ene egu ho ani mu asanse saade ebi ntu yeda enti for the first time sekaf beka se oman ti se Ghana ye giafko makomako ndan de bia ye di boy ho safo hini se o ye eba na Africa ye the Brazilians of African soccer na ebedu baby na ye nya baby ensia kan basic thing a ye di sia kan e so ye pitch na ye ni pitcher ye sisu academy giri se e ade bako a ye nim guase pa e di ma omaganati e was sports minister Mustafa Yusuf ene ni mpelefo nyina tumi ye hihye na serebe ye betimi anya baby a ye be sia kan NSA mutitio se uhye budget a NSC eye ne annually edi commerce sports ministry a fi we budget nkom ye over 1 million Ghana cedis bisa se emu sika ne sen na aba na esi so mu mfanye djuma sika ba ekra no endu 250,000 Ghana cedis enti wo tite ni nyina na wo kika ni nyina boma na se NSC na kese omu wo ho se yekuta didie na mo se ebeka se NSC ne function pa de enya de e function enti se wo ye National Sports Authority board na wotio utumi ko meeting baako board meeting a ye kwose ye kwakosa ki obi na obewie na obeye opedie be over 35,000 Ghana cedis na eyade a ewosoro enti yen ka expect se ka ebewie chiro no na nka ejuma na obeye no edi mfaso be bre Ghana enye se obeye ejuma na fie bedu bebi no na edi anim guase na every Ghana yenim se owura Kwame Bamensa mo fa no picture ne ntusumame wono na Ashanti region woye National Sports Authority penny power no ewo Ashanti region wono ekoye omu transfer ne ko 6 March ana March ya na okwento hwemu a less than 7 months na penny no akọ Ashanti region for the first time wokoye no na breso na asase mo atu man Ghana se Kumasi baba ara sports no no ade ampedefo atuma CAF atum a ohwe CAF da no wo conference course ewo Kenya na ohwe kwan a opanini faso na owura Patrice Mochepe no fasa no kase na obokutia efa Ghana ho a na eyade bakwa na eyasefum yie pa ente nei se ye pese ye sports na be develop na ebeko nanim a eye National Sports Authority wo ko mandate pa ne se ombetimi a promote sports wo Ghana ha na mo ahanti talent ahodo yembisa ye ho se fi se ye change ye from National Sports Council eri eba National Sports Authority eye 2016 airline ni Babonto. The question is, Adentina National Sports Authority airline to implement it. Identity and to implement it because you see implement Director General a politician, ni deputy a politician, sports minister a politician, until beyond per se obey implement it. Say the be National Sports Authority, ye be you be obey a public servant, ye be you be obey a civil servant, obey timia bua. Ne sports na konka no omunye ne sa ekoba ne sa pe na politicians na kabom na fe sports na sofa National Sports Authority na sofa nunti na ne minu kasi no CAF di abase oman Ghana ye ni bebi a ye si aka nye category A o enye category B category C ati se ohwemu a ya sifim say ayro husempa because nka National Sports Authority egusu fanshi a omudi authority ni tire se omudi omo anka ometumi aye omubibie yi anka omo fanshi a kamenye sure se nkene Oram de Kuduka MP ewo takon soaye mu woni nakola ayefene Benjamin Kesi MC na nimpanifo aka omutia bom na takwatie ne epaka eye aban ni property o ene omo agiabo so o minister wa breso wantimi anya hohwe wajai ama aban oman property nkofona fa Benjamin Kesi afa atini committee one minister wantimi anya hohwe na ye kase we the worst ever minister osi untiase terrible we terrible minister we the worst ever minister because wa breso ye kan ye sports facilities ye kan ye sports disciplines ye kan ye tournament ahodo a yakọ nyina na ojenim gwase ahodo adi abro man na bibia kire se wo sports minister no untumi nyina wona se ka utumi nyina wona si a aka menye sure se my property a tie nie park tie nie stadium no aka menye sure se obejemu se ura Benjamin Kesi ene ni nkrofo nye de emfa stadium na wo sports minister utio no ma unimi nia wo yenti bigiri se until se NSA National Sports Authority ebetimi ade ne ho na obetimi afanshi ye no enya de ye sports no ebetimi aden ebetimi akọ na nimu danti editorial na hana medi besi nyame yatuma emerepem ne besan so atwas na omni e kan nyina ne se mpenifo bekosoro ebeba form ekwan bi o mafase bi a match de betimi abaso Ghana no awase baso Ghana sanse yentumi nkosi akan wa Ivory Coast Togo for kwado ma reject ye dada Morocco si yentumi nko bebie ni wa ye beko ye mindie hande ye besi akaneti owura Mustafa Yusuf sports minister woni wo eye mpenifo NSA mpenifo eye Majid Bawa ekwan bi o mbefa so na match de betimi abaso Ghana ha no awase mutumi fa so se de be ya game no betimi aden abaso ewa hanti aha ana bidie no ebesi na ye back to studio na fe yere nkomo chiche no ede atoaso ede amamo se na medi kan no ne yen special guest a yene no eba bedi juma awo show no se no eyo pani a wayi MP mene be echem no na Ghana Olympic Committee GOC na wono eyo mo president Honorable Benson Tongo Baba BT Baba ɛna ne yɛne no ɛba bɛdi nkɔmɔ ɛwɔ Jumede no city okɔ Talensi constituency Upper East nyina no ha ɔmo MP ɛna ne yɛne no ɛbɛdi nkɔmɔ ɛwɔ Jumede no so honorable good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Pajapu me.
Aboko.
Pajapu ho ye de. Okay. Na constituency ti say.
Well, constituency here. Yeah, Boabwa. This time we have a new candidate.
Okay.
Friend of Dan Mahama.
Okay.
Yeah, Bojuma.
Okay.
And also Bojuma.
Okay.
I did this 7th December. No. And also be first seat in Asaba Parliament. Now President Mahama so wanya massive votes. Okay. 85% watalisi.
Okay. Ni okike de na say unkobiu.
Yes, me kobiu.
Okay. Enti
I am say my father say my come premier sir.
Yes, okay.
Me ba through by election. A true by election no. Me win here, sa win here. Enti yeah, 2020 no me imagine say after that no me kobiu. Enya say bibi nti baby amanyi adru no e ka say me so menjai na me ma nkwada no na obi mba gina manan so na say basa e try say you builded the grassroots of the party and me kan no anya bebre de but actually no motim ase
okay
because me time e cheaper and I me legacies omo your constituency no any there all vote wo ho na omo time e no so ntime mbra panel na o magina ye na so
okay enti office we juma na wa ye wo ho no e enough a ebetimi na amana win hands down.
Yes, because we share 2015 July na me ba parliament that time no na NDC wa ban. Within that short time ansana ye be free aban mo no metimi ye niama pa say final schools ye my kwan ye say get fan besi schools amaye Ministry of Education so besi school amaye the health sector any the district assembly ankasa na ye projects na ye projects no na ye betimi enyankopo boaye na yetimi wini a na nka ya to aso ewo ye kwan so na bibia but unfortunately no in 2016 no ya ntimi wini ente ma niema bebre ka achiri but as an opposition MP I did a match me I no say kete a omode maye from the common fund and bia misika and ye die adwuma no ho and e ka say prioritize na efa say poverty very endemic ho no it target is say the person member omo na sa poverty no at least every ho na say aso abrafo and ye fa no say agriculture ye adia adwuma de obi abetimi aye we are buying adwuma na wo ankasa adwuma obetimi aye na kan no ye timi ko abi awalwale ene kro ekoto ebro ne bibia I started agriculture revolution aswati even nkrofo no a ye koto free omo nchen no omo so sa be to free enche and this policy no ne to aswa open the last farming season every this year no tractors in Siano nyina metoy from personal resources e wo ho ye de beto aso abua your new candidate no every and also apart from common fund no near me the misika to boreholes bebre and a boreholes no because on themselves show your life and this time galamsey manasa any my name say Lipton tea and milk and I say Milua yes soon I done
yeah, yes, to papa no. To be very, a side to be. Na say as a nya kwan kwa the omo awie no ye betimi accomplish. Ewo get fund. Yes, schools I timi commission ebi so wo pipeline. Yeah, health sector. If I say COVID by na hupa. What policy through the collaboration many health directorate. Sika Yedimaya from the NHIs, NMIA, Missika, Timito, basic equipment, nurses, no better maybe Abua now my detective. And yes, sir. And I move a step further towards mental patient, mental health. A do time be from their own report. Our national directorate conducted research across the country. And almost so. At Niama the air for mental health, even at the national level, because you have devoted a lot of Chicago. And you minimizes mental challenges, a work constituency. Okay. And all in all, there are personal issues about support here and there. Actually, Sikaniwa, actually, say, just a mere Sheska. I mean, the sad no harm because I'm a pensioner. I retired on my salary, so working with my people and using what is supposed to be my salary and part of my pension, at times all the pension, it doesn't bother me too much because me a farmer, and I did the to Ponona, my family, I did the Yavenia, Davia, Yankupon, Dauroma, and Yabojuma, Juma the air boy, and also, then discriminated. Uko baby almost you say, oh yeah, we are, I say NDC phone agri policy no, cut across. The beer mayor, you cut across, you indiscriminated. But she did the corner saying, you better call elections or parliament, this drip project, you might say, a accumulation of the common fund. Now you the better toss idea no. A better election now, we are presidential candidate for the ruling government, Vice President Mahmoud Baoum. I can say, who know this idea no by who are parliament. Why parliamentarian? Only you are not part of the local government committee. Only she shares with the side down where I no great to know. We invite all the parliamentarians. They could be. Now we were committee meeting, but the committee suspended a sitting. Okay. Then alcohol. Speeches are upon speeches, including even the administrator, or about the collaboration of parliament and the debt fund administrator, district assembly administrator, common fund administrator. Then a car boom at me, side. Until Omonja side. What is nationalistic? Let's give credit to the taxpayer whose taxes Yadinya is carried to side. And he said, who's a wide dream one or the buyer? Why are you politicizing things like that? And so I didn't know yet. You will hang parliament. Now, you will hang parliament, who pay collaboration from those of us on the other side to be able to move every project forward. On that basis, and I na the call until on your side, it is for the nation. Okay. And your first time, yes, hard. First time, yes, hard. Yet all graders, all the assemblies were graders. Omo condemn hard. But on the national, omo auctions are graders no de mahomo. And today you are coming back, Sankofa. Give credit to where it is due. It is not an original policy.
Honorable Oka Parliamentary, when you say Parliamentary Committee on Sports, we are ranking member. na wo academia ba ne say na sports ne be wie mu a because GOC.
No, mama corrected not until the new standing orders. No. I'm a member.
Okay, the new one. Okay.
But with the new standing orders, no, a case of choose back home. Defense and interior and sports.
Okay.
So a case me choose back home. Of course, prepare defense and interior.
Okay.
Identia sports no mark. Me a physical educationist.
Okay.
The training as physical educationist. My ejuma was Ghana Education Service. My child was Navrongo Secondary School as sports master. And I'm a presence on departmental transfer as director of sports. And the sports, you know, it was me mujam. Me anka sakura po me ball fankoba. Not those days no cry in the north across the country. The registration behind you. Until me bought 3 clubs in the whole of the north. My mother club was Aston Villa, Bolgatanga Aston Villa. A home me bought Boko Kotoko. Me bought Bewa United. Me bought Gambaga Shooting Stars. And actually me bought Tamale Real Sportive.
Okay, Real Sportive.
And he actually say me call Winnibano. And you call for selection. Say what passing rating exams. I got practicals no. And clubs no are omo those who have opted for soccer as their practicals. We choose 2 games. And they may for hockey and football. And they call football practicals no. Send an crowdfund omogina in channel, All Blacks, Fankoba, omo per players. And could yes, Susam. And I'm a master, no lecturer, no country. Me say, Crawford be around or more per se. On the Mikasa. Me call me introduce or me say, Fango Quafo and on per se. And I miss you. Me ba say me best radio. Me ba say me ba about football. Almost say there be. Then I almost Ben Winnibano. It me combine it, me sports master no 1 SS pound.
Okay.
Or can't you me say home so it was possible I could do that. And I made it work. So all in all no. And yes me sorry and sana me call here as a novice in sports administration. I'm not. And sana so me GOC president. Now me can GOC executive board. From the time of Justice Anna, obey a PNDC member, and Dr. Nkasajan, or take over for the unexpired period of his term. On no free ho, and Professor Mills, and KN Owusu, na KN Owusu ye president, and Professor Mills ye one of the vice president. Every ho. And Peter Kodobe. Oba, Nina, I'm a executive board member of the GOC.
Okay.
So, a bedroom is so. We a good student. What do? You learn from each of your predecessors. Ejuma pa omaye, any ejuma bonia, omaye enfata. Uti asye. So, and Mia Mikasa, the level of understanding of sports administration. And I may combine it now. And I made it use.
Okay.
In fact, you take it over. Now, me Jim this say, you bet me succeed. Because now problems there about GOC at that time, leading to that election. It's a ministry, any GOC, it has always been there. That rivalry has always been there, and it has no basis. So far as I'm concerned, having passed through it, it has no basis. It is only a matter of collaboration that as a ministry, you have power to superintend over sports. As GOC, they also have power under the International Olympic Committee Charter to get the sports disciplines, federations affiliated to it. Without that affiliation, you cannot participate in major international competitions. So because of that, the key word is collaboration. Na yena yefa yeti kabom yen developing and promoting sports. Anti omo free hono. Omo dwuma enwe. Anti gaps the eba hono. And ma me ball. Okay. At a point say me feels say anhwe ya. Me ana me kwa akopesika. Abetia staff no ka.
Ene ma wodi jae.
There be say me say beginning. Anti me team there me nya no. In fact, may his soul rest in perfect peace, Mr. Frank Apia. Na oye marketing guru for Ghana. No can no na first vice president. And he had the what sponsorship committee on the Adano. Na me so mwadi me de be boano no. Because na me so they were linkages baby. Yet me call round, and I want at this stage to give thanks, profound gratitude to the Ghana Prison Service. Because my boss or bosses at that time, my free chance says, I do not know what they are. Let me join Juma, and I quack anti yet meeting companies, they propose as by. You yourself, you saw what happened, that we could launch fundraising activities, we could raise funds. We supported athletes, we supported even the country in reducing the budget expenditure. Yeah. And yet made the call almost all the games are now that's Commonwealth Games, African Games, and then also ultimately the Olympic Games. Preparation of athletes, now with the support of the IOC, we were able to help them. So nothing did cost. But unfortunately, every honor, they say there has been any proper fundraising activity. Okay. You see, investors and now sponsors, pay. I did here, sustainable, and credible. Sena omudin timi ko buemo na
say omudin ko say
omudin be say ana in the kwase abekon. So that is the problem that we are facing. And this problem we are facing can be reversed.
Amen.
Ejina say government be yin free interference in sports administration. Me, I totally oppose that. Me collaboration, say interference. We ain't kind. Me ta can't say any people say. Young fan say blaster player or go board. That time I be the pele no money na board. Tony Yeboah. Now say Tony Yeboah ko share goa. Or the Nebenku ko share goa. NDC 9 or the share and I say MPP 9 or possible no man. You see, it doesn't work that way. Anti Ayamia and from your editorial no. Uka niema bebre amenu yadwe. Your current ministry. Onu Ayami say Nkrofo akasa kire no a se na omo pollute ne man. Me what sports committee no. Me fan say me pa.
Okay.
I'm 75. And I want to thank my church. Yesterday the Synagogue Church of All Nations.
Okay.
Omo hosted big reception man. Se na omo pese omo encourage you for no. Omo so wo ehunbrase. Obaye no me nim say na oye national service director me nim wo ba bia say oye sports administrator na enthusiast obi wo ho oye sports enthusiast but na agenda form say buanu kakra obetimi aye ye can't so share all African games you say for all African games you say me hu ba bia da wo all wo host nation. Una ube kwa pesika abe host a building infrastructure. Now at the same time, African Union Sports Commission, that country say for winning the right to host the games, this ought to $2 million among. It's a year 1.8. 1.8. Because as
scam.
Of course, me as former president, I've gone through all those things. And I'm more Ubebua host federation country no. Na country no atinya host too. This I mean say sponsors send no de buy. Even at the level of the Olympic Games, IOC better sponsors are on the host nation no. Sika no ma improve facilities. And now on my sika on the bema. Na enu chire no krapo no omu the sika be che ama all the NOCs are omu take a part. But who, as part of the agreement, which the Attorney General's Department criticized that it was not clear to them that such payment should be made to that external agency. On what basis? The debate idea to the extent that I opposed it because of my background. If I don't do that, it will mean that say I have not been a patriotic citizen. I did the only now also because why by any just keep quiet. Me can't and so entoja on resisted that attempt. Yes, I don't yes, you better lay paper no that afternoon of the day of the meeting. You now call your offices. Maybe me PSA may call chamber no. Me share minister no say of the chamber. And I miss a minister. What's it 2 o'clock near Bekako lay paper no. Now you are debating. Now then you know who call office. Also ye and I miss a minister. Then no can't tell me. Also ye Nana me can't tell me.
We how say
many they have made it.
And I say
I just don't know. And up to now, I don't know. And that thing has worried me to the extent that I don't understand. And the Omopa African Games, the investigations. The investigation was Ghana, African Games, the investigations. Morocco hosted before Ghana. Morocco, Omonia bid no. Omo government country ANOCA and the IOC. ANOCA, Association of National Olympic Committees of Africa. I was the 3rd vice president then at the time I left. Say, Omo ntimi host 2 games no to the standard Omo chre. And to Omo per se Omonia as partners. On that basis, no, initial funding of $2 million was given to them by the IOC. This is the money that we should have gotten, and we rather went and paid money for it. Does it make sense?
Sikana nke wa se omu mumudi bre o mani
say yene ANOCA and the Olympic family movement. The yes our games soon together no. Were together. Apart from the games being a qualification event for the Olympic Games in Paris 2024. So, I do not followed it up. And I got the clear understanding. Say, yeah, na ye pensa. Now say, ye part sa agreement now. And Noka insisting, say, Ghana soon called the way of Morocco. So that all the disciplines that are Olympic Games events, their qualification tournament. Look at how boxers suffered and never qualified.
Olympics didn't qualify.
Do you get the thing?
Qualify. Not even a single boxer.
So, they got that amount and they recommended. Opening ceremony, president of the International Olympic Committee was not there.
And
Thomas Bach.
You think
Mr. Thomas Bach.
Onye happy into no one band.
Of course, the way things went, when I was advising them that you started this thing without involving Anoka, the chairman of the LOC was very, very emphatic that they don't need Anoka involvement and so on. Why did they postpone the games? It was because they didn't get clearance to make a qualification this thing. Okay. So that was why the postponement came about. Then added to that, look at the facilities, poor standard of the hockey pitch, which led to South Africa revolting against us. Look at the equipment that was produced or provided our athletes and also for the competition. Marco Famu who said we LOC and even any salary, the country said they were earning salary.
Monthly salary and allowance.
Monthly salary, not allowance. I think that
you have the figures.
Of course. Of course. The sports committee wrote to them for clarification of the 2021-22 budget estimates for them to prove. Look at the people who are and the salaries that they are taking. Look at it. Did they pass through the Public Services Commission?
Dr. Kukufu Sasari, Executive Chairman.
Yes.
27,200.
Yes. Look at all this.
Dr. Emmanuel Ansan, Chief Operation Officer, 23,200 cedis. Wow.
This is a voluntary work. Like what we have known, that sports, organizing international sports competition.
But when you say, Ebi, deserve to be a figure.
No, what they deserve. If you go for, like you attend board meeting, you can take board allowance. No. But from 2021 until they hosted the games, how many years? How many years? So for me, I don't think it's even the parliamentary select committee that can go into this. When will they finish the work? When will the report be presented to the plenary for serious scrutiny and for us to vote on it? How many more months for the term of this parliament to end? The moment the parliament is dissolved for this 8th parliament, it means that a new parliament must come and start all over. So I am praying that the NDC comes into power and a high-powered presidential commission should go into the organization of the African Games in Accra throughout its preparation up to the end of the competition. We want to know. We want to know how purchases were made in terms of equipment and what were the specifications and whether they met international standards or specifications.
Okay. Honorable Oka Investigation Commission ED and be able to commission there. Ya every time be able to tournament baby biano near man kuya near kase oh ye beti commission ebe we no even se white people no craba ye mfa nye ejuma 2014 Brazil World Cup e by Mikai Maputo 2011 and also so the same thing like they be ya commission ya tia until obi afi say obana o misuse scan no okokra na e den commission and dey beti TV a obi ebe clear no obi obeko.
This time you see a different NDC nye to menua. The country said there's not going to be hanky-panky commission of inquiry. Already you are mad deadlines of certain actions are. You better take it during the manifesto. Of course, those issues that deserve immediate attention will have to be tackled. Okay. And I am very, very convinced. Say, yes, sir. We want to kill the rot that has brought Ghana to shame. Because in the past, during Ohinijan's time, running through until this time, now you will Accra Sports Stadium and Kumasi Sports Stadium. And then we changed the name to Baba Yara. Let me tell you, those days, no, Uko Wura Stadium, no, you ask yourself, green grass way there, send a daho come waiting a daho crapo. And yes, because of the type of people we recruit into the sports sector. Your fan will say, sports, until expertise behind you. So at time now, at least I can mention somebody like Rex Dankwa.
Yeah.
Rex Dankwa was estate manager at the NSC. Now, Kumasi Su, you were estate manager. Omu won Crawford. You much
in charge of facilities.
Yes, you much here now. Omu she. Baby, a tutuna a cast omu feeling up. By the next match, they heard the Hokamano that they were doing it. They were sprinklers. Now, and so Buxusa. Every African games are now green grass, no, I will not mark of allegedly being here because I didn't watch any of the events. I said I will not go to watch any of the events.
Paint in India.
Now almost the paint. I call you.
When I say Baba Yara Stadium, a happy players no bobo.
So you look at what kind of substandard facility here provide here. President Kufuor can 2008 Airwax Stadium was brought to standard. Airwax Stadium has been a savior of most of the football teams. Accra House of Folk have played African Cup of Nations there. Move the CSA facilities, sir. You didn't consider Airwax Stadium, sir. Say, Nibreba, it will be an alternative venue. So let's upgrade that stadium. And what I am saying is that one answer from your editorial. Who can say in Crawfobia, you don't know whether they were in sports personalities or not. I'm there, Major Adai, okay, no.
Yeah.
Major Adai was training Winneba. No, yeah, my senior was Winneba.
Adai, Joe Penge was also from Winneba.
Yes. Oh, yeah. George Sobrino, they trained them outside. Joe Quatin, the late Joe, you could see. Well, I don't know we were all in Winneba. We all did PE together. Now, Lego. So when you have such personalities running sports authority, when them say, Omo near was sports, Omo penny was. And what we have forgotten is that sports is the passion of every nation. Then you go see the sports. And
Parliament multi and I will be our discourse church. Uti se calf abandon Ghana enya baby more much no send an amofili. I say
of course it's a disgrace to the whole country and whoever is responsible must face it. Unfortunately, let me use the word unfortunately. The Omopamino na saying I won't blame him much.
Scapegoat.
Yes. He was taken as a scapegoat. In Parliament, on the floor of Parliament, I made a contribution cautioning Professor Chumasi to desist from using the sports stadium for unrelated sports activities. His argument was that everywhere in the world they do it. And at what time? They do it during off-season. But we were in league season. Accra House of Folk were to play Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They don't get revenue anywhere. It is only when the two clubs meet at their respective home grounds that they pull crowd. And if the two clubs are doing very well, it means that football in the nation will also thrive. They had to go and find another venue to play that match. Is that how we do it? He came and defended it, so I'm not surprised. I didn't even know that he had an eye on that seat to become a politician. So he was finding avenues to become relevant in his constituency. And then I said, we should not also pay. So that made him cry. So because Saham Crawford, many Nimomu, baby, I was sports. Who can say, Elete? Yes, LTA joined the sports council, now sports authority, from the scratch. He learned from various sports development officers, even from the CEOs and so on and so forth. Who decide Jumano Manua? Say, Bibi actually no cry on him, baby, or points, now I call for consultation. I will know Biasi on him because of
the bother to leadership.
Leadership failure and the leadership failure to not end there. And Koka on my because what were the due diligence done before employing those people? No, you just don't appoint people like that. You have to be sure that the person you are giving him that job, who is going to benefit from the taxpayers' money, is equal to that tax. And yes, I did. Obi abet me akoye CDS. Obi abet me akoye Army Commander. And I say IGP and so on. But you look at the people whose calling and professionalism and experience will qualify them for such positions, not only among. And nothing a Public Services Commission work on. Omotimi look, she say, yes, our organization here advertising, and I say, Crawford Mumu. Now, you call them to interview and find out which of them is most qualified.
Okay.
So I didn't know, Gina say, job for the boys and fail the country and let us be disgraced before the international body. So I did a year before African Games, Yansa Womb. A year to us, just 6 months after the games, what we saw almost a where Omatro Games report. Games report no one. Games report no one.
But Parliament,
when there is a
honorable, no money be on so I say Parliament, Mona Moore, or Mush. Say, no, baby, I'm betting me, I demand it, and
no, I bet me, I demand it. But the whole thing is SOP, standard operational procedures.
Okay.
You know that even if you travel outside to participate in a tournament outside, when you come, you must submit a report. A comprehensive report detailing the administrative, the technical, the financial, and the overall general recommendations. Because, oh yes, sir. 6 months, we held the games in March. From March, take it April up to date. What is a report we are presenting? Very soon, this government will be handing over. Does it mean that the report will just die out like that? I can't say who send who use Sikano. I can't say who our technical challenges, prospects, and how we can move forward to be able to perform better. Otherwise, you are going to mark time or you retrogress. And what happened is complete failure. We have retrogressed. Because as a country, all the stadia that we have, we are struggling to get one for this major international competition between Ghana and Sudan. It's not fair.
Okay. Eti honorable Benson Baba Tongo ana Benson Togo Baba BT Baba na motisi ene no edin komo wo Jumadi no se shano se X Sports na sabri when you so a o hwe no nti no enche be bia homa na atum na afi wo so afre question bia wo bia de ma no na afi wo so atima bisa na ma bibia nsa akoka nti no mes no na ewo screen no se komo twetwe ne course na no obetimi afre na afi wo so de wagin che kakra so edi ababo boyen wo Jumadi no so na we di aba wo see wo ye former regional athletic coach ye feno John Ali Atia or saying yes so chiapa so chiapa obi sise me bisa say there was a time anaka noka na office enye internal wrangling ni court issues be back e be obetimi abaye anoka first vice ana.
Well, so I don't know. I actually say I stood a chance of even being elected as IOC member. Because I do time beer. Omuma Kwan say apply.
Okay.
And while the application was pending, so it went off. But because did the media amount obi antimi mfa so on farm mouse so so that is past.
Okay.
But in Anoka I was very influential as well. Yes.
Okay. The patcho WhatsApp no man memfre no your message in square no mess na be frɛ no na was screen sinti mo a mo frɛ WhatsApp no man ma mo frɛ no mess na was screen no mo frɛ no na se de be am betimi di ma dwinkyira ba na fi ya kenkan nyina kama e de ma mo o time e wo GOC nyane ntie se GOC mo ankasa mo asase bi am pese mo de bibi.
Oh yes. In fact, around that time, no, na me who say after becoming an Anoka member, no, third vice president, me who say, Anoka projects are urban, no, a coffee. What do I mean?
Okay.
Francophone
country. Me first call about me.
Yes, okay.
Good afternoon, Dean baby akasa free na wi.
Mpacho friend me not me kasa free.
Hello, good afternoon.
Fine afternoon. Mr. Tiri Baba me chianu pa.
Odin baby akasa free.
Mr. Femi Aje me fi pesh.
Okay. Me say yenya nti wo so betimi afre na wo de agye nkire e de ababo boaye e wo jumade se no mess no na e wo screen nti yeni e honorable BT Baba ana ene no edi nkomo e wo jumade nti bebi obi no betimi afre na question dia wo demand contribution dia wo edifa Ghana agudie ho no wo so betimi afre na fe de agye nkire e di aba ababoaye ha wona bona akase na o na o see francophone countries.
Yes, na call francophone countries. And me receive and yes objection. You have to lobby. And me lobby president no say a castle obwa. One general Alenfo. No president of Cote d'Ivoire Olympic Committee. Na oya me downfall. And to omboa me na me nye bi ma Ghana. And also pass us. So with the support of Amasaman Municipal Assembly, they threw a letter called almost a assassin for Ministry of Agri. And they mature call. That time now the late Major Kwashiga, not on Minister for Agri. And we had personal relationship because of our days in Gonda Barracks. My name is Jejuma for Gonda Barracks. No, in charge of operations, na mission asset. And on my approval for the location of the stadium in the Amasama area on the Ministry of Agriculture. And on my escano, Sena, tell me I'm a crabon. A crabon. Me who send assassin echo work in Crino. The first thing I was to secure the property.
Okay.
And the travels in Nina. And nothing up to date, nobody has encouraged.
And GOC and say, Omo Ankasa or more,
but Assassin.
Now,
time there,
one more the time say, be course dear also.
My last visit to me about a year or a year and a half ago. And I made in lobby here. At the time, IOC side releases come here. That time, we me free system.
Okay.
So that we will now put the fiscal infrastructure there. It was going to have a multi-purpose sports hall.
Okay.
It was going to have this in football, athletic over, tennis, multi-purpose sports court, so that you can play basketball, volleyball, handball on it. And then with the sands. In fact, it was modeled along the lines of the Airwax Stadium. We wanted it to look like the Airwax Stadium, but this time with modern facilities. And the outer perimeter, no, a formal part of the fence wall, no, because we were going to construct shopping malls all over.
Okay.
Because if you travel to some of the countries, even North African countries, I was in Cairo for 3 weeks, and I was attached to Zamalek and El Hali. Almost stadium, almost say outer no know, shops in the and say food venue no ma musica. At least they have
got the top provisions.
That's right. So that was what we intended doing.
Okay.
Almost say, now say we can't change so many but each time they keep on saying there's money and nothing has happened.
But okay, we mess about so.
Yes.
If I show WhatsApp no my moon friend no why near the okono na moon friend no WhatsApp no man no friend cry ntimi mfa wa anti near the course no moon friend no na my moon friend WhatsApp no man no friend WhatsApp no man na fi o sign this step here. But more than say enko friend no. Ura ben no mensa ba me sure say wa follow the kakra follow na jumedi a we dia say GOC president.
Well, let me be very honest with you, say. From the time I made free, or more subsequent elections, Obia de Medina, Eton Sena, to say, Omo me manumo. And I remember the last election. Now, this LOC chairman, now Orane program, I'm one of the candidates of fresh member and I'm show. But me steady, I don't know who say a campaign platform, anti-Marco. The same thing with the two leading contestants. So it meant that they have acknowledged that my bojuma, na so mu yusu media, mbekwe forward. Now then, I succeeded with GOC. Who are the sports constituents of the GOC? NSC, Ministry there or no better. Security Services Sports Association, SESA, Ghana Education Service, and in the public. And it's a upese ujuma and cause na unya public ukwipi public interest. The cases has stakeholders na udi omubeba. And it may provision for training of teachers in all the sporting disciplines. Then there will be the grassroots development coaches, which they did very well. Now, Sports Authority had a National Sports Festival, district, regional, and national. SESA games were being run, so all the security services no money break sportsmen and women. I just say NDC bar. The country says NDC bar. You see wonders in this sports enterprise.
All right.
Yes.
Worker say maybe say senior we need the fast sports hu. Na say bia Ura John Dramani Mahama ba na ka say be sports minister obeyan.
Well, Gina say yes sir. How? Because I'm a member of the party. I'm a member of the party. And being a member of the party, committed member of the party, I should be able to do what the party will be able to establish its legacy in any sector. And here, sports.
But honey issue, sports ministry, honor. Honey issue, can I say every president be a baby issues one minister into me.
So only then they will take you for granted. But you can't look at DT Baba's face and take him for granted. I can be laughing at you, but what should be done and be done right, I will tell you and make sure that it is done right. A lot of things, they lack the willpower. They lack the willpower. Now, how can an ex-serviceman lack the willpower? How can somebody who has been a practitioner of sports lack the willpower? Because they should be learning from me. And just as I will also learn from them. I'm not going to impose my will all of a sudden on them. At least you must have a stakeholders meetings to be able to identify the strengths and the weaknesses and eliminate the weaknesses and improve upon the strength. And I'm telling you that NDC has done a lot of work, detailed, detail. Okay. And we will prove to this country that we are better managers of the sports sector. Look at us in parliament. Look at the NDC side and look at their side. How many former ministers are here? Mama Yarda. You take Nilante Banabo, Helpo, or Mutaka, or Munina Afa Ministry. No. Ufa sports administrators are. Or my rising to the highest level, at least, to be proud of as a Ghanaian. You can't leave me out. You get the point?
Yeah.
And then locally, there are people who are in one way or the other involved in sports activities at their local level. Until you call committee meetings, you can see the quality of debate which favors us. Yes. William, for instance, has been in the sports committee for so many years. Look at the experience. So you see that the entire this thing. Every time be a base 3 Adam I can't almost say, for instance, economy, na I can't atone honorable Adongo say, I did your moye no mempe. There be a mobile debater, you floor them. You have another group. Upon that group. Move another group. More in Casa. But there be as a more. They'll run away. They don't like to come.
So, Adibakwa Blasters and Ghana ha. You can say exhaustive escapa a Blasters.
Yes.
Blasters players, you know. Sky the Momo and especially the management committee.
Yes.
$100,000.
In fact, let's say them. I was shocked. Who did the investment? That's the first question we should ask ourselves. Say, FNU, the Omosika, all the preparations, payment of tickets, bonuses, and so on. I don't have any problem with it. The government makes an investment. I did the Omoyani say, Omachia government, whether it's paid or not, that is the notion they have made us to believe. They are canoe, Moody Yeden. And what even annoyed me quite recently, but they say ministry the Sika, Ama Efe, say Omunko see hostel facilities. Our pram. Why should the ministry do that? 2.5. Ask me to give you the answer.
I didn't hear.
Omunim say, so far as accountability is concerned, government cannot go and ask FA to account for anything. A project that you are going to fund, then you give the money to an agency that by the international games regulations, it's wrong. This is taxpayers' money. Once they have, it's not well kept money. They refunded the money. If that was what they refunded, you have no right to recycle it and give it to them. If you want to invest in it, why didn't you go to the sports college? After all, the sports college used to camp the Black Stars and most of the disciplines during international competitions. I didn't know why Jai Sports College I yet to say, and Fatah say, and friend say, our sports college. So Sikano Ekasenka offer called sports college. Almost yes, a whole year, the Black Stars would like to go and come there.
All right, Yemrano kweti anaka ehwese betimi afa course na but ahumano high kakra nti yentimi amfa course no messages no so kakra na eba no eno so ye yibi afi ho a Yemrano so aso ne sa nti ye riba besi anafe ya so se mrepem no ye besa atu ensa afre wona abo na afi waba na enkomotwetwe no edp na asaso atu edi amamo onabo ye baba ko finally minimnia we dey betwa to na
so you see this is from the office of what
Attorney General.
One who received.
Yeah.
One who's I did the Ochoa.
Yes.
I did the Ochoa.
Yeah. Oh, it is suggested that the ministry requested for some form of justification for payment of his non-refundable sum by the host country.
Yes. If you read this thing, you know that is what. So non-refundable. The person how much was derived from sponsorship during the African Games. The person
we no more pushia kopun.
This thing, if we cannot do it in this parliament, it will become the basis of the next administration. Say, commission the President Muhammad Bessettino, come in detail. Okay. Because this cannot be washed away. Because that money, 1.8 $8 million. No, you per se how it was spent, and this justification was the reason why it was hurriedly pushed at the blind side of some of us.
All right, yɛde dwumade no bɛsi X Sports ha ɛna yɛde bibia bɛsi nyame yadoma ɛda dwara yɛbɛsan so aba na afi ne aka mu nyina so yɛsan so ɛde abrɛmo ɛda dwara bi yɛtena ase no mienu bo a ɛna yɛtena ase na afi yɛde dwumade no brane penikesi a yɛne no ɛbɛdi nkɔmɔ ɛwɔ show no so ɛyɛ former GOC president wɔyɛ MP Honorable Benson Tongo Baba BT Baba ɛna ne yɛne no ɛbɛdi nkɔmɔ ɛwɔ show no so meeting Eddie Roger Emmanuel from the sports monake both Taylor Kodufo so obetechiri ema me di jumede ne bana afi MCR Raf ejina na so na afi mo maka nyina so bojuma na afi camera crew no so Prince wa ha so for Prince ha wa ha na afi Elvis mu nyina bojuma ema ne ye di jumede no Eddie Bremo meeting once again Roger Emmanuel from the sports monake ye de besi nyame yadoma ye besa na we share. All right.